History tucked within the bun. A dream from across the Atlantic. The year was 1867, when the ship docked at New York's Coney Island port. Charles Feltman, a simple German immigrant, had only a few cents in his pocket, but a legendary German recipe in his heart. He brought with him the memory of a special sausage from Frankfurt, Germany, which the locals there affectionately called the Frankfurter. New York's piercing winter saw crowds of hungry people. Charles noticed that folks were looking for hot food on the streets, but no one had the time to stand and eat with a plate and spoon. One day, while selling sausages from his pushcart, he saw people burning their hands trying to hold the hot meat. He thought, what if there was something that could hold this sausage and fill the stomach at the same time? He commissioned a local baker to create a long, soft roll, a bun. He sliced the sausage down the middle and tucked it inside the bread. That day was a turning point in history. People were amazed. No plates needed, no burnt hands. That union of sausage and bread was the world's first hot dog. The rise of Nathan and the 5-cent magic. The year was 1916. Feltman was now a big businessman in Coney Island. A young man from Poland named Nathan Handworker worked in his shop. Nathan was ambitious. He saw Feltman selling a hot dog for 10 cents, which was too expensive for the average laborer. Nathan opened his own shop with his wife, Ida. He announced that each hot dog would cost only 5 cents. People were suspicious. How could it be so cheap? Was it dog meat? Nathan was not one to back down. He came up with a brilliant plan. He paid hospital interns from a nearby clinic to stand by his shop in white doctor's aprons while eating hot dogs. The public thought, if doctors are eating it, it must be pure. Instantly, miles-long lines formed in front of Nathan's shop. To this day, Nathan's Famous remains the most world-renowned hot dog brand. The mystery of the name. One freezing winter afternoon in New York's Giants baseball stadium, vendors were selling hot sausages, shouting, "They are red hot! Get your Dachshund sausages while they are red hot!" Tad Dorgan, a famous cartoonist of the time, was watching the game from the gallery. He noticed these long sausages looked a lot like the German Dachshund breed of dog. He quickly drew a cartoon of a dog lying inside a bun. However, he found the German word Dachshund too difficult to spell. Frustrated, he simply wrote underneath, "hot dog." The next day, when the cartoon was published, it caused a sensation. People forgot the word sausage and started calling it a hot dog. Thus, a spelling mistake etched this food into the pages of history forever. The Royal Bite. The year was 1939. The drums of World War II were beating. King George VI of Britain was visiting America. Instead of organizing a royal banquet, President Franklin D. Roosevelt hosted a picnic at Hyde Park. The menu? Just hot dogs and beer. For the first time in his life, the King of England bit into that hot sausage with his hands, without a fork or knife. The next day, the newspaper headlines read, "King eats hot dog and asks for more." This single event turned the hot dog into a symbol of American national pride. The Chicago neon flame and the forbidden taste. In 1929, America was hit by the Great Depression. People had no work, no food, but on the dusty streets of Chicago's Maxwell Street, a scent kept people going, the aroma of charred sausages. The city was under the thumb of gangsters like Al Capone. Yet, surprisingly, in this dark world, the hot dog was an equalizer for everyone. The people of Chicago became very particular about their hot dogs. They banned the use of ketchup, claiming it was a cheap way to hide the meat's true flavor. They created the Chicago-style dog. On a steamed bun, they added mustard, chopped onions,
bright neon green relish, tomato wedges, a whole sport pepper, and a dash of celery salt. It was called the Depression sausage. For just a few pennies, people got the satisfaction of eating a whole garden. For the hungry, it was a complete meal. The battlefield and the scent of victory. In 1941, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, America joined World War II. The hot dog became a symbol of home for the soldiers. From the jungles of the Pacific to the frozen bunkers of Europe, whenever canned hot dogs reached the rations, the soldiers felt as if they were back in their own living rooms. One night on the battlefield, an American soldier mistakenly offered half of his hot dog to a German prisoner. The German soldier was amazed to see how the food that started in her country had transformed in American hands. For a brief moment that night, two enemy soldiers became friends, all thanks to a sausage. The monster of Coney Island and the Japanese wizard. Decades after the war, the hot dog took a new form. It was no longer just food, it was a sport. Nathan's Famous turned their annual hot dog eating contest into an international event. In 2001, massive Americans stood on stage capable of swallowing a whole hot dog in one bite, but a slim Japanese youth named Takeru Kobayashi shocked everyone. Using his special Solomon method, he ate 50 hot dogs in 12 minutes, doubling the previous record. The world watched in awe as a simple food drove people into a frenzy. This battle of eating is now watched by millions on television every year. The first bite in space. The triumph of the hot dog wasn't limited to Earth. In 1969, as humanity dreamed of going to the moon, NASA scientists were busy planning the astronauts' meals. When Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin embarked on the Apollo 11 mission, the hot dog proudly took its place on the food list. As Neil Armstrong took a bite of a hot dog in zero gravity, it felt as though thousands of years of human evolution and Charles Feltman's dream from that small pushcart had finally taken flight into the cosmos. The dawn of the modern era. Today, the hot dog is reinventing itself once again. On the streets of New York, you can now find vegan hot dogs made from pea or soy protein. From engineers in Silicon Valley to a teenager in Bangladesh, the hot dog is now within everyone's reach. It is no longer just meat and bread. It is a long history, an immigrant's dream, a memory of war, and a global culture. The eternal journey. The story ends on a snowy evening in New York. An old grandfather stands with his grandson in front of the original Nathan's shop. The grandson asks curiously, "Grandpa, it's just a simple food. Why do people make such a fuss about it?" The grandfather smiles. 100 years of history flash before his eyes. He says, "Listen, grandson, when you bite into this hot dog, you aren't just eating food, you're chewing on a whole history and the dreams of thousands of people."